Hey guys, what's up? Alright. It's Double Deuce back with an update on the Camaro build. I was doing a little fiddling around with the thing here when I had some spare time this week, and I had some tire choices, some axle choices, and basically for reference size, and if they're going to hold up to the brushless power. Well, with the weight of this, all those things you have to consider when you're scratch building something. How much is it going to weigh? How much power do I need? If it's overpowered, are the components like the axle's going to hold up? You know, this is an HGP 407 Bruiser clone axle. I got it out for reference. I may not use this. I don't know. We'll see what the power comes up with. So I was going over some different tire choices. Now I was looking at the Hoons, okay? These are pretty cool. However, they're a little oversized for this car, which is that cool 70s thing, you know? And I forgot I had these. This is a rally wheel. It's a 3D printed rally wheel. Anyways, over the last few years, I would randomly buy stuff on eBay. And I found these tires. A guy had a lot of like 12 of them for like 30 bucks. So I bought the tires, and they're actually a Goodyear polyglass radial from the 60s, which would be perfect what this car came with when it was new. You know what I mean? So if you stick the polyglass under there, the tire proportion size is pretty good for the car, because a lot of these Camaros back then only had a 14-inch tire on them, unless it was a Z28 and it had a 15-inch tire. So I could actually 3D print off a larger rim and a wider one too, to compensate for you know, like a 15-inch if I wanted that, to fill the tire a little better. Because this is a 2.2 printed, 3D printed wheel, and these tires I bought are a little over that. So I don't know if these are, but they're nice soft rubber. You know, I don't know if they were a monogram model thing from the 60s. I don't know. But like I say, that's an option. So yeah, you look in there, I got the engine set in place, and it's fitted in there. And what I did was I made a subframe. Okay, now the Camaros and Firebirds, they have a subframe on the front, a steel frame that bolts to the body because they're a unibody car. And so I had roughed out this subframe, cross member. This is where my control arms are going to go, here in the bottom. And I do have a, front support bracket and stuff like that they had. And I tried to make it somewhat close. And I put the little ears on here. If anybody's ever seen a Camaro subframe, that's what I was trying to replicate here. And then I had made a cross member out of tubing for my whatever transmission choices I use in the thing. And I can move this forward, backward, and I can actually trim this off a little bit, because they actually stopped about here, you know, in mid. The bolts bolted through the frame under the seat, just like here. And then if you continue back, you'll see I roughed out a it's a kind of a rear subframe on the thing, and I made this all out of like 1/2 inch by 1/2 inch tubing, and basically bent it the shape that I needed it and roughed it out. And then any kinks and stuff I'll take care of later. So the back is roughed out, the front subframe's mounted in with the engine setting in the subframe, and when I come up with a transmission choice, I'll set back here. Now I was thinking about the RC 4-wheel drive single speed transmission they have. I do have one of those laying around, but it's currently in a rig, and I really don't want to take it out. But I don't know what the gear ratio is going to be. You know, it's like one of the things is when you're scratch building, you can do some simple math and figure out how much, you know, RPMs you got in your motor, your rear end, and all that stuff, and you can come up with a rotating mass figure. So I haven't got that far yet, and I don't know if the gears will hold up with a brushless system. I think they might, but when you add weight to the build, that's when things start breaking, and physics takes over and things break. So I don't know if I'm going to do a leaf spring setup back here, because I'd have to make my own leaf springs because they're quite long, and if I do that, I'll probably get a lot of wheel hop out of it. So I may do like a 4-link setup or a 2-link with a spring, and have a solid swinging axle back here that will swing. So anyway, I've got, like I say, this roughed out. I'm going to actually build a floor pan underneath this here, just to hide all this stuff, to give me some room for the gear transmission, whatever I use, gearbox, and go from there. So that's an update on the build. Any questions, comments, you know, feel free to throw them out there. I have been totally bombed with comments and questions, so it's my channel exploded last week, and I really appreciate everything from everybody, what they're doing, and it's going to take me quite a while to filter through the questions and comments, because some are basically insults on my weed whacker motor, and others are people that are interested in it, want to see it, you know, put back together and at least running. So it's going to take me a while to filter through that stuff, so be patient. If I don't get back with you, I usually try to get back with everybody within a week or two, but I had probably 1,000, 1,500 comments I have to go through, and that takes time out of my builds and stuff too. But I do, when somebody has a problem with, you know, something that they're building or running, and they ask me for my advice, I always try to get back with you guys, because that's what I do, and that's what the hobby's about. The hobby's not all about a one-way street where, you know, where I like helping my subscribers out. So anyway, there it is in its glory right now. I'll probably remove this, the roll bar on the thing, try to print off some bigger tires for it, and then I'll start working on the suspension on the thing. I'll go from there, and that's about it. So anyways, I'm going to have a couple more videos up for everybody, including the V8, the Conley clone V8, the Aussie V8, that, you know, I'm still waiting for parts for that, and I'm still waiting for parts for my Toyin L400 from Tim Sane. He's been crazy busy lately, and I don't want to bother him, drive him crazy. So we'll figure out when those parts are coming. And I do have a build in line for the L400, and like I say, this one here, I was going to use the Aussie V8 in this, but as you can see, it's just a little bit too big for a 6 scale. This is a 5th scale. I mean, it would probably squeeze in there, and I actually built the subframe where this can mount in it too. And you know, we'll see when the time comes, when I get this all together and completed. You can see I got my crankshaft in it, and has a nice little roller bearing set up in here, and that's where I've got so far. But my next move is waiting for what comes, and my cylinders, pistons, and rods. And so I have an idea of something I want to do with that, and we'll see. Sometimes I run short on money, you know, and because I work, like I say, 40+ hours a week, and I still have to take care of everything here at my house and my cars, and, you know, I got to keep everything up and running. And the one cool thing, It was my youngest son there. He bought his first new car last week, and we drove over to Watertown, Connecticut. It's Shakers over there, and they hooked us up with a something we normally don't buy, I guess, because we're all Chevy guys and you know, like GMs and stuff. So he went from a Cadillac CTS to a Hyundai Elantra N-Line, and it's the flat gray color, and it's a turbo, and for what it is, the car screws right along pretty good, and it's reliable. So that frees up a lot of my time where I'm not servicing all our vehicles, and because that's got a warranty, and I'm off the hook on that, and it's an awesome car for him, and I have a little bit more time to do my thing. So anyway, like, share, subscribe if you would, please, and hit that notification bell. And stay safe, guys. I'll be back with some more of the build when I get to it. So, later.